Today I'm going to be talking about my new injury and why I am so dang excited about it. Man, oh man, it is a sunny day. I've been trying to get the sun out of my room here to get a better angle for the camera, so hopefully this works. But I'm also going to be going over some anatomy today to go over this injury I'm talking about. And at first I thought maybe I had ruptured some cartilage, but actually I think I'm going to be all right. Even if I did that, it would have only sucked because it would have been 3 to 6 months probably recovery. I'm hoping now that I've basically decided that it's an intercostal muscle that I have strained or, pulled, and that's that rotation we do, in the upward, let me see if I can get, in the upward half of our body, right? And so for me, it's right here down by my rib cage, and it's really, really painful actually. It's only a nagging, kind of irritating pain. It was quite stabbing though a couple days ago, and that's when I thought, okay, I didn't break a rib, but I might have really messed up some cartilage there. And so, did I do this doing exercise? Well, yes and no, and that's kind of why I come into where I'm a little happy about this. So I always prioritize how important it is to breathe deeply, okay? And I pushed it a little hard on my deep breaths 3 days ago, a little too hard clearly, because I pulled my intercostal muscle, or one of them at least. Well, it's actually one muscle, but a piece of that muscle has really been strained. But honestly, this is not something fun. It makes any pressing, pulling, twisting, reaching, or bending over exercise, aka almost everything you do, quite painful, especially when I'm trying to sleep on my right side, which is how I usually sleep. It's really not fun, so I'm getting used to sleeping on the left side. I'm actually going to probably take advantage of this to sleep on my back, hopefully. I've always wanted to be a back sleeper. Kind of weird, I know. But I just think that's one of the better places you can be when you're sleeping. Anyways, I digress. So let's jump into the anatomy of this and go over how I've kind of self-diagnosed this. I've also talked to a doctor client of mine, and that's where we were kind of going over the ruptured cartilage. But recently it's gotten a little better really fast, and so if it was ruptured cartilage, it probably would be hurting a lot more than it is now, and not just be that nagging pain, but be more of an intense pain. I was actually able to brace this morning, do some new breathing drills, and I actually did some deadlifts with my kettlebell, my 32 kilogram, which is not lightweight necessarily. So I'm really assuming it's more of a muscular strain than a ruptured cartilage or a broken rib or anything like that. I can feel all my ribs. There's no breaks there at all. All right, everybody. So this is my friend Mr. Bones. Go ahead and wave hello, Mr. Bones. Watch how I do this. You guys are gonna love this. Get ready for it. Get ready for it. Oh, hello, guys. Oh, it's palm supinated. Okay. All right. Moving back to what we're really here for. Go back. Okay. So this is one of my favorite programs, Complete Anatomy. I just nerd out on this all the time, just like hanging out inside of my body, or should I say Mr. Bones' body. Okay, so I'm going to peel back some layers of the muscle here. I'm going to go a little deeper here. Okay, so now we're just, all Mr. Bones practically, okay? You have some of the diaphragmatic muscle here, the hemidiaphragm. We don't need to worry about that, okay? We need to go one more up. So, one more up, what do we have? We have the innermost intercostals, okay? So, these guys are probably it's really hard to say specifically, and I'm going to show you why. Because once I add on the new muscular layer, boom, what goes right over that is your internal intercostals, okay? And then we're going up through there, and then now what do we have? We have our external intercostals, okay? And you can see they're all kind of going in the same plane there, and they're going to be contracting in similar motions, but they all do a slight variation of a different thing. So, with that being said, my pain point is actually right around there, if we can get that red circle going. It's right around this area, okay? And so by palpation, I've really just found out that it's not on the ribs. Like I said, I can feel my ribs, and then I go into the muscle, especially with a deep breath, breathing in and then exhaling out. I can really feel that pressure coming in to my fingers as I palpate, and then I know, or I'm assuming, I shouldn't say I know, you never really know for sure, that it's really more of a muscular strain, okay? Now, like I said, I'm not exactly sure which part or which muscle, intercostal muscle it is, but it really doesn't matter too much for really rehabbing it, okay? So with that being said, I want to just show you guys what's kind of going on with me. This is more of like kind of like a vlog, but really I'm just kind of going over some anatomy. I always think anatomy is super interesting. I wish more people did videos like these 10 years ago. So I'm kind of doing what I wish I would have seen a long time ago. I just like playing around with bones. I'm serious. I just like sometimes just lose hours here, just like woo, and then I talk to Mr. Bones. You don't want to know our conversations because Zeke fell asleep already on me. Okay, so that's what's going on with me, and I'm going to be going over some exercises, some rehab techniques that you guys can do at home if you also struggle with this. If you don't struggle with this, it's probably just going to be an interesting thing to learn about. One more muscle I want to touch on that I was a little worried about that was part of the strain is the serratus anterior, okay, right here. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay. So you can see these guys actually are inserting, on the medial margin of the scapula here. And that will be definitely, excuse me, not the origin is really the 1st to the 9th rib, okay? Sorry, I'm really bad with insertion in the origin. My functional anatomy teacher taught me better than this. So really, it's going to affect every time you rotate, and that's when I was like wondering if my serratus anterior was part of it. So the serratus anterior is really part of that upward rotation of your shoulder blade or your scapula here. As you can see, these are the muscles, but this is your scapula. So it's actually right here. Oops, it's right here. And it's going to pull that scapula down, but really upwardly rotate. Okay, and I'll actually give you a little view of what that looks like here if I can. Serratus anterior. And then we'll actually show you what it does. Boom. Okay, so you can see there, oh, yes. So that pull on the ribs can cause a little issue. So I was trying to do some overhead, light exercises with the band this morning, and that was really bothering me. But that's kind of how I also diagnosed that it wasn't a serratus anterior problem or necessarily on the rib, because I could tell that it was causing pain, but the pain wasn't localized in the back of this area. So that's where I really go back to my intercostal theory, okay? So this is also an overview for anybody and everybody that has some issues anywhere in this area, because you can kind of look into this Mr. Bones here and kind of decide what's going on fully, and functionally with your muscles, okay? So first step for me on rehab is just going to be some deep diaphragmatic breaths, and then I'm probably going to make another video going over some of the other techniques and exercises that I'm going to do. And I'm going to keep track of this, and we're going to see how fast I can rehab myself out of this with exercising. So that's the thing. Some people would say, ice it, don't exercise. As that is good information, true, I completely 100% agree, but in my life, being a personal trainer and doing, basketball and just being so active, it's just not really going to be possible for me. So I'm choosing not to take, the typical doctor advice, which I would actually give, which is technically, completely ridiculous. If I give the advice, I should probably take it myself, but let's be honest, that's not always going to happen. So I think it'll be interesting to see, with the activity I do, how fast I will recover. Okay, so we're just going to go over that, guys. Thank you so much for watching this. It's always a pleasure. If you have any questions about this, or you have any pain in that area, let me know, and maybe we can talk about it. Again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not going to diagnose you or anything like that, but I will help you get a little more of an idea of what's really going on there around that rib cage. And hopefully it's something really small and minor, kind of like I'm really hoping that it is with my intercostal muscles. All right, Mr. Bones is saying goodbye. Thank you so much. And always, guys, lift life